Alright, so what is going on, guys? Ivan here. Today I will be showing you how to install custom firmware on your 2DS, 3DS, new 3DS, or new 2DS using an R4. So basically, what this does is you install something onto your R4 that allows you to install custom firmware or boot9 strap on your 3DS. Now, basically what custom firmware allows you to do is do a lot of things. It runs unsigned code on your 3DS. It lets you install just custom homebrew apps made by other people in the hacking community. Installing saved backups of your games, add cheats, and a lot of other things that you wouldn't normally do with a stock 3DS. So what I have here is my unhacked 2DS original. This is the flat one version. It's the old version. So as you can see, it says version 11.2. This is the latest version of the 3DS that's out so far. And usually, if it's not if it's official and it's stock, it should say VER, which stands for version. And when we hack it and install everything, it should turn into a sys dot. So if you haven't already, make sure to install the latest system update. And once you do that, we could continue head on with the tutorial. So what you will need for this is a compatible R4. So I will show you a picture of what R4s you can use for this tutorial. So over here is basically every single version of the R4 that you can use. Make sure that the R4 that you're using, make sure that it's to the latest version of it. So make sure you have the latest kernel and everything for it, and then you could head on. Just make sure that it looks exactly like it, because sometimes it'll be a clone and it wouldn't work. So that would be a good thing. And the R4 that I will be using is this one right here, the R4 RTS 3DS Wi-Fi. And that's what I will be using. You could, all the other ones again are compatible. So yeah, we'll just continue on. So some other requirements you'll need is you'll need a computer. This video I'll be using a Chromebook. So if that would work, then maybe then it's for sure Linux, Windows, or Mac would work. And you'll also need an adapter if your computer can't accept SD cards. And the SD card, you'll also need an SD card for your 3DS. The minimum would be a 4 gigger, because it's just recommended for if you want to install custom firmware. I have like about 1.5 gigabytes free on my SD card, so that's pretty much enough for the custom firmware process. And you'll also need enough space on your R4's SD card. Mine only has about 50 megabytes left. That's pretty short, but so is the app, or the app that we're going to be using to download custom firmware on our R4. So yeah, that's pretty much what else you will need. And if you have a clamshell version of the 3DS, so basic, or 2DS XL, so basically if you have a 3DS that folds, then you'll need a magnet to trigger the sleep switch. So what I'm talking about is, if you have a magnet, you should put it around here, and then it'll actually turn off the 3DS and put it into sleep mode. My 3DS is dead, and I do not have a magnet with me, so I can't show you, but that's what will happen. So if you have a clamshell version of the 3DS, it should be around here. And when you put your magnet, just rub it around here, and you find where the sweet spot is, that's where you should put the magnet to put into sleep mode. Okay, so what I'm talking about is basically, so I have a magnet right here. I found one. When you put the magnet right around here, the 3DS turns into sleep mode, and that just triggers the sleep switch for when you would usually close your 3DS. So I think that's just pretty cool. But that's what you will need for when you install Boot 9 strap and custom firmware on your 3DS. Okay, so if you haven't already, you need to power off your console, and you want to get the SD card off of your R4 and insert it into your computer using an adapter if your computer doesn't support micro SD. So let's just put that in right now. So the first link that I leave in the description is the Boot 9 strap NTR, and basically this just runs the thing that you need to install on your R4. So you need to download the third one, Boot 9 strap 1.3 NTR.zip. You do not want to download the dev kits or just the zip, the NTR one. You need to install the NTR one. Okay, so here it is in my downloads folder. Now, another thing you will need to do is go to the second link, and it should be the flasher, and it's called NTR Flasher NDS.NDS. So you want to download this, and this is the thing that like the app that kind of runs the thing you need to download. So there you go. You need to first make go to your SD card. So as you can see, I have a lot of folders. You need to create a new folder. So where's new folder? You need to rename the new folder to NTR Boot. So just like that, NTR Boot. Alright, so now we will show you what to do next. And you have to create that folder, the NTR Boot, on the root of the SD card. So I forgot to tell you that you need to create the folder on the root. So now what else you will need to do is extract the zip folder. So it's extracting right now. Alright, so there it is. So you need to take the boot 9 strap underscore NTR.firm and insert it into the NTR boot folder that you have just created. So I will look for that. Okay, so I finally found the folder on the ocean of my folders. So here it is, NTR boot. I'm putting it in there. And there it is, boot 9 strap underscore NTR.firm inside of the NTR boot folder. Now the last part of this step is just put the NTR boot flasher NDS.NDS into the root of the SD card, and now from there you can eject the SD card and then put it back into your R4 and put your R4 back into your DS or 3DS, or your 3DS or 2DS that you're gonna mod. So here we are on my 2DS. I'm gonna eject the game I already have and put my R4 into the 3DS. So here it is. We just need to launch it up now. Let this load up. So there it is. It's launching up. Now it's loading, and then there it is, NTR boot flasher NDS.NDS. Now you just need to launch it up. So if you don't this comes up, always, you know, you don't need to really worry about this, because after when we've installed everything, I'll show you guys how to reinstall, because after this, the FLASHCART, the R4, will be bricked just for a little bit. But then once everything is finished, I'll show you how to unbrick it and put it back to normal. So you just want to press A to continue. Now, you want to select your FLASHCART. So mine is the R4i SDHC. But if yours is a different one, a DSTT, Acekard 2i, Ace 3DS Plus, or R4i Gold 3DS, you need to pick it. But mine is already a R4i SDHC. Most of them are. So I'm just going to press A. Now you just want to dump flash. So this will basically make a backup of your FLASHCART's memory. So now what you want to do, you just want to enter the combination code. So left, up, A. For you, it'll probably different, I'm not sure. So there it is, reading. So right now it's only just dumping everything. So there it is, success. A to continue. Now you want to go back to where you chose before. So now you just want to press A. And you want to select inject firm. So press A. And then you want to do the same thing. So there it is. It's going to be injecting the firm. So now we're just going to let this wait. So for me, it didn't have a loading bar or anything. I thought it froze for a second, so I just waited out. And then it said success. Press A to return to the home menu. So you want to press A. And now what you want to do, you want to power off your device. Or actually, you just want to exit out. And to exit out. And now, as you can see, the it's not showing up because we installed Boot 9 strap-on to the FLASHCART or the R4, whatever you're using. So right now it'll only be like this for now, but as I said, in the end of the video, I'll show you how to put it back to normal. So now you just want to power it off. And now what we're going to be doing is installing Boot 9 strap to the 3DS. So before we move on, it's best to delete these files because we don't need them anymore, and it's always best to keep your workspace clean. And yeah, so let's continue on. Okay, so here we are. I will leave 4 more links in the description. So basically, this will look familiar to you. Earlier, we installed the NTR.zip. But now we will be installing the standard one right here. The 4th one specifically. So we just download that. You'll also need to download Safe Boot 9 Strap Installer. So this is the only one here. So you want to download that as well. And you'll also need to install the latest Luma. And lastly, you'll need to install download the homebrew channel. Or the homebrew menu. I'm used to the Wii. Alright, so there we go. So I will show you what to do next. So what you want to do, if you haven't powered off your device already, you want to do that. And you want to take out the SD card and put it back, or put it into your computer. So here is my my 3DS folder. There's nothing on it. And then here's my downloads folder we'll be putting all of this into the 3DS right now. So first you want to open up Safe B9S installer. So let that open up. And then you want to take the Safe B9S installer .firm, put it into your SD card's root. Make sure it's in the root, make sure it's not in any folders, and you want to rename it to boot.firm. So there it is, boot.firm. Now what you want to do, you want to take the boot.3dsx and put it into the root of your SD card. So for now, you do not need this or this anymore, so I'll be deleting it. And now you want to create a new folder and name it boot 9 strap. So you should be the new folder. Oh, I put it, there we go. Boot 9 strap. And now what you want to do, you want to take boot 9 strap 1.3 zip. This is the latest boot 9 strap version. Have that open up. And then you want to copy these things into the boot 9 strap folder. There it is. So now what you want to do, you want to eject your SD card and put it back into your 3DS. And in my case, I'm putting it into my 2DS. So, if you have a 3DS that folds like this one, you want to make sure, again, find the sweet spot on your 3DS. And if you have the old 2DS, the $80 version, you don't need to use a magnet because it already has a sleep switch. So yeah, so what you want to do now is power off your 3DS. Make sure that your FLASHCART is inserted. All right, make sure you have the magnet on. I don't need a magnet, so yeah, I don't need a magnet. Make sure you find the sweet spot. So if you're like me and have a 2DS, you just want to enable the sleep switch. And if you have 3DS, make sure you're holding the magnet onto your 3DS or 2DS. So now what you want to do, you want to make sure you have your magnet on if you have a 3DS or sleep switch on. You want to press start, select X and power and hold it. So again, start, select X and power. So I'll be doing it, start, select X and power. So you just let go, and there we go. And if it was successful, it should launch into safe boot 9 strap. So now what you want to do, you want to just wait for all this, make sure all of the safety checks are complete. Now at this point, you could release your magnet if you have a 3DS, or if you have a 2DS, you could take off the sleep switch. And now, when prompted, you should input the key combo given to install boot 9 strap. So you want to press left, for me, left, down, left, up, and then A. And then everything will start installing. SIG hacks firm install success. You want to press A to continue. And now from here, what you want to do is you want to force your device to power off, and by holding the power down button, So just keep on holding the power button. So it took me a while to power it off. It took me about, I don't know, like 20 seconds. And so yeah. So what you want to do, once your device is powered off, you want to take out your SD card and put it back into your computer. So here is my SD card. What you want to do now, you want to delete the boot.firm file. And now what you want to do, you want to head to downloads, to your downloads folder, and let me delete this because we don't need this anymore and I don't want to confuse you guys. So now what you want to do, you want to go to Luma 3DS, open that up. It's opening up right now. There you go. Now what you want to do, you want to take the boot.firm file and place it into the root of the SD card. So basically what we're doing now is just replacing it, not to get anybody confused. So yeah. Once you replaced it, you want to eject your SD card and put it back into your 3DS. Okay, so now what you want to do, you just want to power on your device, and you should load into Luma 3DS. So now what you want to do, you want to use the A button and the D-pad to turn on the following. So you want to scroll down to show NAND or user string in system settings, and then you want to press A. And now what you want to do, you want to press start so you can save it and it'll reboot. So now what you want to do, when it's powered on, you want to go into system settings and check to see if you have so there you go, sys. Before it used to say ver and now it says sys. So that's how you know you have custom firmware installed. So basically what we just did right now is we actually installed custom firmware. So we're not done yet, but you actually do have custom firmware installed. So what you want to do now is power off your device. This is powering off right now. And you want to insert your SD card back into your computer. So there should be another 8 links down in the description. So the first one being Anemone 3DS. What this is, it's a app that allows you to install custom themes. You want to install the CIA file. Up next, you also need to download the checkpoint.cia file. Save that. You also want to install Homebrew Launcher CIA. Up next, you also want to download God Mode 9. It's a zip folder. Up next, you'll also need to download DSP1 CIA. Up next, you'll also need to download FBI. You need to download the zip file. But let me check this first, the zip. It's opening up right now. Actually, don't listen to me. Delete that zip file if you already downloaded it. Sorry about that. You'll need to download the 3DSX file, And you'll also want to download the CIA file. Sorry about that, you guys. I thought the zip would have both of these, but it didn't. Up next, you'll also need to download CTR no time offset 3DSX. And lastly, you'll need to download Luma 3DS. And you want to, or Luma Updater, I'm sorry about that. You want to download the CIA file. You want to exit out all of these tabs, and I'll show you what to do. So here is all the files that we've downloaded right now. So what you want to do first is you want to scroll over to your SD card, create a folder called, where is it? Create a new folder called CIAs, CIAS, all lowercase. And now you want to create another folder and name it 3DS. 3DS. That's it. Now what you want to do, you want to take Anemone 3DS, checkpoint, Anemone 3DS.cia, checkpoint.cia, DSP1.cia, FBI CIA, and Luma Updater CIA, and Homebrew Launcher CIA, and you want to scroll them, or you want to put them into the CIA's folder in your SD card. CIA's. So there we go. Copy them. And now what you want to do, you want to take the 3DS CTR no time offset 3DSX FBI.3DSX, and you want to put those into the lowercase 3DS file that you had just made. There we go, 2 items copied. And now what you want to do, you should have a Luma folder. You want to open that up. You want to create a new folder. You want to name it Payloads. Just as like that. And you want to go over to the God Mode 9. You want to launch that up. The zip folder. And you want to take the God Mode 9.firm, not the .sha, God Mode 9.firm, and put it into the Luma folder and into the payloads folder. So here it is, God Mode 9.firm. And so once you're finished, you should have these two in the 3DS folder, these 6 in the CIA's folder, and a payloads folder inside the Luma folder, and inside the payloads is a God Mode 9.firm. So now, once you have all that, you want to eject the SD card and put it back into your 2DS. So now what you want to do, you want to turn on your DS and let it load up. Now what you want to do, you want to go to download play. You want to open that up. Alright, so once you're here, once everything is launched up, you want to hold L down and select at the same time. L down and select all at the same time. So once you pick that, you should go to miscellaneous options, and then you want to pick switch the homebrew, the HB title to the current app. So you want to press A. Operation succeeded. You want to press B, and then B, and then B. You want to return to the home menu. You want to close it. And then you want to open up the application again. And it should take you to the homebrew launcher. So now what you want to do, you want to go to CTR no time offset. So it should take you here, and you want to press A to set offset to 0. A. Alright, so there we go. Press start to return to the homebrew launcher. Now what you want to do, you want to launch FBI. And now what you want to do from here, you want to go to SD, CIAs, and you want to press current directory and press install and delete all CIAs. You want to press yes. And then everything should start downloading pretty quick. I'm going to skip this part because it's probably one of those boring parts. Once it's done, it should say install finish. You want to press A for OK. Then you want to press B, and then you want to press start. You want to exit out of Homebrew. And then all your new things you just downloaded should pop up. So you want to unwrap everything. That's the Luma updater. We'll be launching this up right now. FBI, so you don't have to load up Homebrew Launcher. Need the custom Homebrew. Checkpoint edits your saves or like backup saves. Homebrew Launcher, so that you don't have to launch it up from DS Download anymore. And that's pretty much it. Now, what you want to do, you want to exit Download Play. You want to launch DSP1. So it's the one that looks like this. And you want to just open that up. This is normal. And then now what you want to do, you want to press B to delete this app and then exit to the home menu. So now it deleted itself. And now and then that's pretty much it. So now what you want to do, you want to power off your device. Now you want to launch God Mode 9. And to launch God Mode 9, you have to power on and then press start right away to launch God Mode 9. So I will show you right here. Press the power button and then hold start. And it should tell you to do this. I don't really like doing this, so I just press no. And then that's now what you want to do. You want to press home, the home button. You want to go to scripts. Select. Hold up. Okay, so you guys, I accidentally messed up earlier. You want to go back to your God Mode 9 folder that you downloaded from when you were downloading all those other CIAs. And you want to take the GM9 folder. And you want to put it at the root of your SD card. My apologies, you guys. So basically what you want to do is make sure you want to power off your system. Put it back into, take off your SD card and put it back into your computer. Take the download, make sure to download the God Mode 9 zip folder if you haven't, if you already deleted it. And you want to take the GM9 folder and put it onto the root of the SD card. And then we will continue on. So again, we want to press power and then press start right away. No. Now what you want to do, you want to go to press home, press scripts. you want to go to GM9 Megascript. Now, what you want to do, you want to select scripts from PlayLX. I don't know how to say that. PlayLX guide. You want to open that up, and you want to select set up Luma 3DS to CTR NAND. And then you want to press A. And then if it asks to unlock it, you want to press A and input the key combo. And then it copies successfully. Now what you want to do, you want to select clean up SD card. And then this will clean the final setup files on your SD. You want to press A. There we go. Press A. And now what you want to do is you want to select, let's see here. You want to press B. And you want to go to backup options. You want to go to sysnan backup. And basically what this will do, it'll back up your NAND. So if it were to ever get bricked or something from doing something wrong in the process, it'll you could reinstall the NAND. So you just want to press A. And you also need to make sure you have enough storage space. So sometimes it'll take about 5 minutes for me, at least, because I didn't have any games installed. But if you have anything installed, make sure you have enough space to download or to back up your NAND. And you will have to have at least 1.3 gigabytes of free space on your SD card. So if you had enough space and it was successful, it should come up with this. You want to press A, you want to press B, and you want to select exit. And then you want to press A if this comes up. And then you want to navigate to memory virtual. And you want to press A on boot9.bin. And you want to press copy to GM9 out. Once that's there, you want to press A to continue. And then you want to press home to bring up the action menu. And you want to press power off system. And then you want to insert your SD card into your computer. Okay, so now that you put in your SD card into your computer, you want to go to GM9 out, and then these are the backups you just made. You want to copy them into a safe place of some sort. So I'll just be putting it into my Google Drive. It's a lot of space, so I'll just wait for it. Alright, so it copied over to my drive. Basically what you want to do, you want to put it on a safe place in your computer, so that if it were to ever be your 3DS were to ever be like bricked or something, then you could always have this as a backup. So now, once you copied over everything and made sure it's there, you want to delete the files or the files that were on your 3DS. So now that's pretty much it. And now the next thing and the last thing we'll be doing is recovering your R4 that has been not broken but bricked because of the process of installing boot9 strap and custom firmware. So now we'll be showing you how to do that. So there will be 2 more links in the description. This you want to make sure first of all, make sure you need to make sure to delete all of your files that you used and that are already there onto your 3DS. So now you just want to download the NTRBOOTHAX. Once you have that downloaded, you want to also download flashrom.zip. Ignore this because it doesn't have it. It's pretty short anyways. It's 45 megabytes. It's loading up. And then you want to download that as well. And then there we go. Now we'll show you what. So, what you want to do first. I don't know why it's bouncing. So first, what you want to do, you want to open up your zip file. It's loading for me. And you want to open up FlashROM. And you want to look for the SD or for the R4 that you used. So for mine, I used the R4i SDHC 3DS RTS FlashROM. So you want to open that up. You want to take this and put it into your downloads folder. So what if you have the R4i SDHC or anything like that? But if you're doing this with the Mac, then you want to open this up, go to FlashROM, and then go here. For me, I don't have anything because I don't have a Mac. So yeah. So what I'm doing, I have the R4i SDHC. So you want to change the backup. So if you have the same one as me or you're using a R4 like mine, you want to rename it. You want to use R4i backup. No, R4i SDHC backup.bin. There you go. So now there you have. So if you have an Ace 3DS, you want to put that in. R4i Gold, you want to put that in. R4i SDHC, which is the one I'm using, put that. So whatever your SD or your R4 is, you want to put these in. So now what you want to do, you want to create a new folder, name that NTRBOOT, and then you want to put the bin file that you just made, and you want to put that into your NTRBOOT folder. So there it is. And you also want to take the NTRBOOTFlasher.firm. You want to put that into the Luma folder, payloads, and then put it next to the godmode9.firm. Now once you have that ready, you want to eject your SD card and put it back into your 2DS or 3DS. So basically what you want to do is you want to make sure that your FLASHCART or R4 is inserted into your DS. And now you want to launch up God Mode 9. Or not God Mode 9. You actually want to press basically you do what you do for when you launch God Mode. So you want to press power and then start. And it should come up with this. You want to press down to NTRBOOT_flasher. And then you want to press A. You want to choose the SD card or the R4 that you chose earlier. The same one as in as when we were on the R4 in the beginning. So you want to choose I have R4i SDHC. And then you press A and then it'll load for a little bit. I thought it froze, but it doesn't. And now what you want to do is you want to press restore flash. And now, as you can see, it's reading the flash and it's going to start restoring. It takes a little bit of a while, so you'll want to wait up. So once it's done reading the flash, it should start writing the flash. Okay, so once it's finished, it should say restoring complete. I did that with this on my other 3DS, and I had to retry it a few times because something didn't work. So you want to press A to return to the main menu, and you want to press power off, and then you also want to power it back on. So as you can see, the R4 is now appearing again, and it should launch up like normal. There we go. So that's basically all. You've now installed custom firmware on your 3DS using an R4. And if you need any help, always leave a comment. I will always help. I will always try to help you. And there are a lot of tutorials on my channel featuring custom firmware for 3DS and what you can do with it. So if you want to max out your 3DS, you could always check out my channel and leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you all later.